Overcrowded classrooms, poor benefits, unsafe environments, long hours, low pay, and no job security. These issues plagued teachers in Philadelphia before the formation of the Philadelphia Federation of Teachers, or PFT, and are still to this day are major points for contract negotiations.
The PFT stands for the Philadelphia Federation of Teachers. It's a union. However, it represents more than just teachers. We represent nurses, school secretaries, classroom assistants, a wide variety of people who work in the school district of Philadelphia.
In 1970, teachers earned the right to collective bargaining when Pennsylvania Act 195 was passed. The PFT went on a series of strikes from 1970 to 1981, which improved teacher conditions by establishing stricter rules on class size, salary increases, and benefits for teachers. These conflicts are addressed in the PFT's compromises today. The PFT became the official bargaining unit for the city's public school teachers in 1965. It is an organization branching off of the AFT, or American Federation of Teachers. The AFT is an organization founded in 1916, ensuring teachers better working atmospheres. Before the PFT, many teachers had to work additional duties, and every decision was dictated by the principal.
In 1957, teachers did lunchroom duty, teachers did bathroom duty, teachers did hall duty. Teachers actually did subway duty.
Life before the union was arbitrary. If you were a pet of the principal, you got a wonderful roster and all sorts of considerations. If the principal, for no reason at all, just took a dislike to you, your life was hell.
Between 1970 and 1980, the PFT went on a total of 5 strikes. This increased the wages of its members and also the budget of the school district, which went from $312 to $711 million. At the end of the strike in 1980, a contract was negotiated. This contract established no pay increases on the first year, but 10% pay increase on the second year. However, near the start of the school year in 1981, the school district had a $223 million deficit and subsequently fired 3,500 teachers, implemented a wage freeze, increased class sizes, and held back the 10% pay increase in order to save money. This caused a massive conflict between the PFT and the school district of Philadelphia. Furious, John Murray, the PFT president in 1981, stated that 22,000 public school teachers would not return to work unless their previous contract was restored in full. Yet, September of 1981 was a dangerous time for collective bargaining. Just a month before, President Reagan had fired 11,000 air traffic controllers and disassembled their union. The teachers striking could face the same consequence. In Philadelphia, things were not looking much better. Deadly mafia and drug conflicts afflicted South Philadelphia. Additionally, during the 1980s, Philadelphia was in a slow transition from industrial-based to a service-based economy, which weakened the tax revenue. Philadelphia was also in a state of hyperinflation, which is the state of constant inflation, or increasing costs of goods and services. Mayor Bill Green stated in a speech that 10 years of political cave-ins, bad management, and constant and continual concessions and repeated failures have led the school into complete chaos and absolute bankruptcy.
The school board superintendent was a guy named Michael Marquez, who was building porches on his house at the shore with school board employees. It was a disaster. Make a long story short, on the verge of bankruptcy and run in a totally improper manner.
The school district even resorted to carrying the deficit from one budget year to the next. Throughout the 50-day strike, buildings were picketed, picketers were arrested, lawsuits were filed, and about 216,000 students were out of school. Conflicts took place in the streets, as well as the Commonwealth Court of Pennsylvania.
For 50 days was probably the most difficult thing for me, and I think for everyone. It was just an awful experience, and it just seems to me that whenever we would go on strike, September would be cold. You'd wake up in the morning and you'd go out and it would be cold. And we would build a fire in front of our school in a big can and to stay warm.
Personally, it was very stressful because I worked for the union, and as a result, I was always working because there was no end in sight of these strikes. So it was very stressful. Stressful for my family because I wasn't home because I was always at meetings, or if I was home, I was on the telephone, and my wife always would say, "You're not really home anyway."
Other unions also got involved, such as the American Federation of Labor, Congress of Industrial Organizations, which supported the PFT. The school board demanded the extension of the school day by 1 hour without additional pay, and the establishment of a Tier 2 pay system with salaries based on the performance for new teachers. Finally, the PFT in the School District of Philadelphia worked out a compromise. Common Pleas Judge Harry Tackett ruled that the school could legally change economic provisions in a contract signed in 1980. The court decision was signed by the president of Pennsylvania Commonwealth Court, James Cumlish. Cumlish also demanded that the school district must honor the first year of the contract implemented in 1980. After negotiations, Philadelphia Governor Ridge agreed to keep Mayor Green's appointed school board in control.
What had to be done, what had to be fashioned, and what I did fashion, was a plan that basically had a bond issue that borrowed some money to get the kids back in school, that involved a 10% tax increase.
But by 1998, the PFT faced further conflict with the Pennsylvania State Legislation Act 46. This opened for profit and charter schools, took away the right to strike legally, and created the School Reform Commission, or SRC, which governs all public schools in the School District of Philadelphia.
The school district was in difficulty financially, and so the state of Pennsylvania decided they were going to take over the school district. And part of this process of taking over the school district, they created what they called the School Reform Commission, 5 members, 3 appointed by the governor, 2 appointed by the mayor of Philadelphia. And this 5-member board, which I believe was first appointed in the year 2000, was the decision maker for the School District of Philadelphia.
Since Act 46, the School District of Philadelphia has fallen into a $500 million deficit and is $3 to $4.5 billion short of funds in order for public schools to operate properly. In addition, the Act prompted a 4-year pay freeze of wage increases from 2012 to 2016. Act 46 also caused a massive decline in the amount of teachers in the PFT, from 22,000 members in 1981 to just over 11,000 members today. State legislators refused to fund the Philadelphia School District because the district continues to negotiate contracts over their budget, such as the contract negotiated on June 2017. Even though the school district is under the city's control, the city has increased its funding to the district by more than $400 million annually over the last 5 years. The revenue from the soda tax, passed by current Philadelphia Mayor Kenney in 2017, is going towards improving the city's preschool programs. The strike of 1980 inspired a later chain of teacher strikes from 1982 to present day, and was a significant impact in the world of teacher strikes. The strike influenced current strikes in 2018, such as the ones in West Virginia and Oklahoma. In West Virginia, a 2-week teacher strike was ended when their governor signed a bill that gave teachers a 5% pay increase. The compromise on the conflict between the PFT and the School District of Philadelphia led to the rehiring of many school district employees, while establishing stricter rules on class size, salary increases, and benefits of teachers. Additionally, with the support of the AFL-CIO and other unions, teachers, instead of looking after students, were able to focus on teaching. Without the direction set by the strike of 1981, the standards, salaries, job security, and respect of Philadelphia teachers today would be much lower.